Okay, so hey, welcome to the shop. We're working on a boat. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about tools, about one of my all-time favorite tools in particular. In our last video, which was Galvanic Isolators Part 2, I made a passing reference to it as one of my favorite tools, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. And what is that? That is one of these. This is a non-contact voltage detector. So what does that do? Well, this device will detect the presence of AC voltage, and give you an alarm if AC voltage is present. Okay, so how does such a simple little tool like this become one of the all-time favorites? All it does is tell you that AC voltage is present. It doesn't tell you how much voltage is there. It won't tell you if current is flowing or how much current is flowing. It won't tell you if DC current or DC voltage is present. All it does is tell you that AC voltage is present. But one of the reasons this become such a favorite for me is, firstly, it's a piece of safety kit, because before I reach my paws into a panel or into an electrical box, before we open that up, this goes in first and lets me know that whatever I'm working on is truly de-energized and is safe to work on. So electricity, it's a little like carbon monoxide in that it's odorless, colorless, tasteless, and will kill you dead. So this little device keeps me from being dead, so that's a good thing. The other thing I like about this so much is that we can use it in our troubleshooting, and it really speeds up the process. And we'll give you a few tips on how to do that. Okay, so non-contact voltage detector, very affordable little tool. Comes in a pretty big variety. You can find them dirt cheap. You can go to get more expensive models. One of the biggest differences between them is probably the sensitivity. Some of them will sound an alarm if they just get close to a conductor. Some need to be directly contacting it, and a little less sensitive. Some have additional features, like I saw one with a cool little flashlight built in, which is a nice touch. My multimeter actually has one built in, so I have a non-contact voltage detector built into my multimeter, which is a nice touch. So how would we use this? Very simple to do. All we do is turn it on, and we should have an indication that on this one it blinks red and tells me that it's on. If this detects AC voltage, it will light up the tip and sound an alarm. So if we say, is our shore cord here, is it energized? We have an indication that it is. Now, the beauty of this is that it allows us to see that this is energized without having to get our multimeter out and get our probes out and then find somewhere to make contact with the conductors inside. So at a glance, we know this is energized. Now, one of the things that I really like about these is when it comes down to the troubleshooting. For instance, we get a lot of calls for people say, I've lost the shore power on my boat. I have no power from the dock. Well, one of the first things we do is when we get to that boat, walk the dock, go to the pedestal. Is the shore cord energized? And if no, then that tells us the problem might be with the pedestal. Say, for instance, you have if we have a pump that's not working, not coming on, one of the first rules of troubleshooting is the thing on? And we can take our voltage detector and we can say, this circuit is not energized, and that could be our problem. So it speeds up the process. We don't have to take the covers off. We don't have to get our probes out. We don't have to go in and measure to see if the thing is on. The same goes with, say, an electrical outlet. If we need to know if this electrical outlet is on, we can put our probe in. So we don't have an alarm, so we could assume that this outlet is de-energized. Okay, so it's the end of the video. It's time for the bonus footage. One thing that's really cool about these is safety and in troubleshooting is they can be used on a 120 volt outlet to see if the outlet is energized. So if you look at the tip right there, you see it's got this shape. Well, that shape right there is designed to go into the slots of a 120 volt outlet. It lets you know that this outlet is energized. But there's a little hitch in doing this. You can get a false reading. That's a noisy bird. So I'm going to get the camera off the stand and take you with me across the shop here, as I want to share this with you. Okay, so here we are. We're on the other side of the shop. And I would show you this. This tip of the non-contact voltage detector is actually designed to go into the slots of a 120 volt outlet like this one, and it'll tell you if the outlet is energized. See, we turn it on. We get our blinky light, tells us it's on, and we go in, and we know this outlet is energized because we have our light and our sound. That outlet is energized. Okay, so the tip of this is designed to go into the into a 120 volt outlet, like we just showed you on the other side of the shop there. But I wanted to share this with you because this is kind of interesting. So I'm going to test this outlet to see if it is energized or not. So I put my probe in. I don't have an alarm. Okay, let's assume that this is de-energized. Let's use this non-contact voltage detector, the one that's built into my multimeter, and let's see. Okay, seems like it's off. Let's check the cord going to it. It's energized. What gives? Well, the explanation for that is a safety feature built into this new style of outlet. The newer type outlets have what they call tamper resistant and water resistant outlets. To achieve the tamper resistant feature, there is a little gate inside the outlet that will not open unless both slots are filled at the same time. So let's say, for instance, your kid can't grab your truck key and try and start the outlet. The gate will not open until both slots are pushed at the same time. For instance, if a plug's going in. Now, check this out. So, just something to be aware of, because if you're using one of these and you say, is this outlet de-energized? You might think, yes, it is. But this tamper-resistant safety feature in there can give you a bit of a false reading. So, that's our show. So keep working on your boat. Lunchtime.